Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got race number 13 of this 1985 NASCAR season, and we're live from Pocono International Raceway with the Van Skull Diamond 500. And on the pole for this race, last week's race winner at Riverside, Bill Elliott, starting on the outside pole in second, Harry Gant, starting third, DW. Fourth is Earnhardt. Fifth is Jeffrey Bodine. Sixth is Labonte. Seventh is Benny Parsons. Eighth is Bonnet. Ninth is Rudd. 10th is little brother Phil Parsons. 11th is Bobby Allison. 12th, Ron Bouchard. 13th, Cale Yarborough. 14th, Richmond. 15th, Hillen Jr. 16th is the King, Richard Petty. 17th is Dave Marcus. 18th is Joe Ruttman. 19th is Baker. 20th is Speed. 21st is Wallace. 22nd is Schrader. 23rd is Kyle Petty. 24th is Greg Sachs. 25th is Lenny Pond. 26th is Dwyer. 27th is Arrington. 28th is Gerhardt. 29th is Burchwell. 30th is Means. 31st is Bowen. 32nd is Palalato. 33rd is Wowak. 34th is Porter. 35th Newsom. 36th Scott. 37th Gray. 38th JD. 39th Good. And rounding out the race, starting shotgun to the field, is Ronnie Thompson. Let's get down here and get this race started. Bill Elliott will bring us to the green flag. 50 turns in here, 500 miles. Here we go. And we got a duel right away. 5 car in the top group, and that is Terry Labonte. He's going to be going after handsome Harry Gant. And he gets it and gets a chip. And let's see if Harry can avoid wrecking here. Yep, he does. We go on to turn number 2. And here we go. And we got another duel. This time it's the 4 cars in the middle group, and that's Hillen. He's not doing nothing in Richmond. Richmond's going to go after Neil Bonnet here. See what he can do. Tim gets it done, puts Neil in a bad spot. See if old Tim can get a chip here. I mean, if Neil can not wreck. And he's wrecking, so we got a cautions out. Cautions out. Neil Bonnet just wrecked. Tim Richmond puts him in a bad spot and he wrecks. Now let's see if he can repair the car. Everybody will just move up with the caution. Let's see if Junior can get this car back out on the track. Take a 7 to keep him on the track. Neil Bonnet not too happy with Tim in that old Milwaukee Pontiac. Let's see here. Like I say, he needs a 7 to stay in the races. Philip Reynolds joins us here. Check out his great channel. Neil actually needs an 8 to stay in the race. And he doesn't get it. Neil Bonnet's going to be the first victim of this race as Tim Richmond wrecks him, and Neil Bonnet's going to finish 40th. And Neil's not a happy camper, folks. Neil's in the top 5 in points, and I doubt if he'll stay there after this race. So we're on to turn number 4 after the caution. And Bill Elliott will lead us back to the green flag, followed by Terry Labonte, DW, and that other Junior Johnson Budweiser car. 4th, Earnhardt. Jeffrey Bodine in the 5 car in 5th. Harry Gant up to 6th. Benny 7th. Tim Richmond just got 8th. Ricky Rudd 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is Phil Parsons. And here we go with turn number 4. And we got a top group of control. Who's got control? Where did my little thing go? There it is. Control. Now we drop it again. Damn, dropping everything. Who's got control? And first up's Harry Gant. It'll take a 6 to get Bill. And a 3-2's not getting it done, but Jeffrey Bodine's got control and a chip. Let's see if he's got to burn his chip. 2-3. He'll have to burn his chip, so Jeffrey gets the lead here on turn number 4. And that Levi Garrett Chevrolet. And let's see who else. Earnhardt's got control. It'll take a 5 or a 6 to get Jeffrey. And a 1-5. Earnhardt gets the lead here on turn 3. Next up is DW. And it'll take a 6 to get Earnhardt. And a 5-4 is not getting it done. And Terry Labonte's got 2 chances at him and a chip. 5-1 doesn't get her done. And a 2-3 doesn't, but he'll use his chip and get the lead. A lot of movement up front. Now Terry Labonte's leading this race on turn number 3. Alrighty, now we move on to that was turn number 4. Not turn number 3. We got to search all this. Turn 4. On to turn number 5. We go. 50 miles into the race, and we're going to have reflex and a problem. So first up is the reflex, and Harry Gant's got it. Take a 6 to get Terry. And the wrong 6, a 6-4. Bill don't have it. Jeffrey has reflex. And a 2-4 is not getting it done. DW's got 2 chances at him. And a 5-4 no. 4-2 no. And Earnhardt's got 2 chances at him. 1-4 no. And a 1-1 no. And now the poor problem is Ronnie Thompson. And he's going to finish 39th in that 41 car. Now there's 38 cars running in this race. And on to turn number 6 we go. And we got another duel here. That'll be the 3 cars in the middle group. That's Ron and Yarborough. Yarborough's going to stay put. How about Ronnie? He's going to stay put too. Too early in the race for that. We go to our first pit stop of the race. And it'll be the top group. 1 and 4 will switch. Bill gets up to second. 1 and 4 switch back here. And since it's just a top group, move everybody up that has a chip already in the middle group because nobody else can get a chip. Alrighty. Now let's see if anybody in the top group can get a chip. Let's move these up here now that we got some cars out of the race. Makes it easier to get to. Grab a handful here. Don't need many. There's only 7 drivers. I'm down to fall 7 of them get a chip. First up is Terry Labonte. Can he get a chip here? And a 6. Nope, he needed a 5. Bill needs a 9. And Bill gets a chip. DW needs a 6. He doesn't get it. Bodine needs a 6. He doesn't get it. Earnhardt needs a 5. He does get it with snake eyes. Harry Gant needs a 6. Doesn't get it. And last but not least, Benny needs a 4. Doesn't get it. So now let's see if anybody can beat Terry out of the pits. And a 1-5. Bill beats him out of the pits. Nice job by that Coors Melling Thunderbird. So on turn 7, Bill gets the lead back, folks. We go to turn number 8. And we got a middle group of skill. Who's got the skill back here? First up is Lake Speed. Can he get up to the top group? And a 5's not going to get her done for him. He needed a 4. Nobody's got skill, and Bobby Hillin Jr.'s got skill. And a 2-5-3. And Mr. Gann holds him off. Tim Richmond's got skill and a chip. And a 1-3-4. And he's going to get DW without using his chip. DW goes back to 8th. We're on the turn number 9. And we got another duel. It'll be 5 car. That'll be Harry Gant going after Texas Terry Labonte. He gets the job done. And let's see if Terry can avoid wrecking here. A 7 not to wreck. And Terry's wrecking. We got another caution out. As handsome Harry Gant gets by Terry, roughs him up, and Terry wrecks. Let's see if Terry can stay in the race here. And Terry needs a 7 to stay in the race. And he barely gets it. So everybody will just move up as Terry stays in the race. Nice job by that Piedmont crew to get him back out here. So we still got 38 cars running. And we go to turn number 11. And Bill will bring us to the green flag here. And you got Bill Elliott leading, followed by Harry Gant. Dale Earnhardt's in 3rd, Richmond 4th, Jeffrey Bodine 5th, Benny 6th, DW 7th, Joe Ruttman up to 8th, Bobby Hillin Jr. 9th, and Richard Petty's rounding out the top 10 as we go to turn number 12. Turn number 12. That'll be a top group of heat. First time we've had heat today. And let's see, nobody's got heat up front but Mr. Elliott himself, so he'll hold on to the lead. We go to turn number 13. And we got a middle group of Smart in the middle group. Who's Smart back here? First driver that's Smart's Dave Marcus. He's double Smart. See if he can get up front here. Not with a 1, he's not. He's got another shot though. And another 1 ain't getting it done. Ricky Rudd Smart. Can Ricky get that Bud Moore car up front? On a 2-2-4. And Earnhardt will have to use his chip to hold him off. Next Smart guy is Bobby Allison. And Bobby's not going nowhere with a 6. How about the King? Can the 43 STP car get up front? Not with a 5, he can't. And the last Smart driver is Bobby Hillin Jr. And not with a 5. We go to turn number 14. And we got a top group of trouble in the top group. They got some chips up here if they need to burn them. Bill needs a 9 not to have to use his chip. He doesn't. Gant needs a 7. And he'll have to burn his chip not to wreck. Earnhardt needs a 6. He barely gets it. Richmond needs a 7 not to burn his chip. And he barely gets it. Bodine needs an 8 not to wreck. Gets it. We won't be having a big one. no matter what happens here. Benny needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Benny's involved in the wreck. And DW needs an 8 and gets it. So it's only a 1-car wreck as the caution comes back out again. This has been a caution-filled race, folks. A tunnel turn must be kicking their butt. People trying to pass over that tunnel turn and now wrecking. See if Benny can stay in the race. So everybody moves up. Okay, and Benny, we're still in the top, so Benny needs a 7 to stay in the race. And he gets it, so Benny stays in the race. He'll be 38th, though. That was and now we go to turn number 16. Elliott in the lead. He'll be bringing us back to the green flag, followed by Harry Gant. Earnhardt 3rd. Richmond 4th. Bodine 5th. DW 6th. Ruttman 7th. Hillen Jr. 8th. The King 9th. And rounding out the top 10s, Phil Parsons. Here we go, turn number 16. And that'll be a bottom group of control. He's got control back here. Terry Labonte, after wrecking, he's got 2 chances here. He could get up to the top group. But not with that 6, he won't. But he's got another shot to get out of the bottom group. And a 5 doesn't get it done either. Not many people back here with control. Eddie's got control in that 6 car. And a 1-3-1 probably doesn't get it done, but we'll check. Nope, Yarborough holds him off. And that was it for control. We go on to our second pit stop of the race, folks. See where we're at here. Got another top group 1 and 6 switch position. And now let's see who can get some chips. Bill's already got 1 chip and needs a 9 to get another chip here. 9 or lower, and he doesn't get it. Ruttman needs a 4 to get another chip. Doesn't get it. Earnhardt needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Tim Richmond needs a 4 to get a chip. Doesn't get it. Don needs a 6. Doesn't get it. DW needs a 6. And he gets it. Junior Johnson comes through. Nice job by Junior. And handsome Harry Gant needs a 6. And he gets it. So let's move everybody up here. And see if anybody can beat Bill out of the pits. And 3-2. And DW is going to beat Bill out of the pits. And they're just going to swap. Bill's going to keep his chip. Ain't going to burn it to keep him out. So DW gets the lead here on turn number 17. First time DW is led. We go on to turn number 18. And we got a top group of star. Who's got the star back here? Jeffrey Bodine's a star. It'll take a 6 though to get DW. Jeffrey Bodine get the job done. Not with a 5-2, he can't. And Harry Gant's got the star and a chip. Can Harry get the job done here without using his chip? A 3-5, nope, but he'll burn his chip and make DW burn his chip. Now you got Awesome Bill with 2 chances at him. Again, it'll take a 6 to beat him without using the chip. And a 6-6 doesn't get it done with that first 6. And a 1-1. So Bill will get the lead here, but he'll have to burn his chip. So Bill gets the lead right back here on turn number 18. And next up, Joe Ruttman does have the star quality, folks. And Joe's got the chip. And a 1-1 Joe Ruttman gets the lead here, folks. But he has to burn his chip to do it. How about that? Joe Ruttman comes from 18th up to the lead on turn number 18. We go to turn number 19. Joe Ruttman leading, Bill Elliott second, Tim Richmond third, Waltrip fourth, Gant fifth, Earnhardt sixth, Jeffrey Bodine seventh, Rusty eighth, Schrader ninth, and rounding out the top 10 is Bill Parsons, turn number 19. We got a duel, and that'll be the Jeffrey Bodine going after Bill. And he gets the job done, puts Bill in a bad spot. Can Bill hang on here? Bill needs a 9 not to wreck. And he doesn't get it. Jeffrey Bodine has wrecked Bill Elliott, folks. And we are now in the second part of the race. And Bill needs a 8 not to stay out of this race. And Bill Elliott is out of this race, folks. Jeffrey Bodine knocks Bill Elliott out of the race. Bill's going to finish 38th. Unfreaking believable. Bill, second in the points, is going to drop like a rock. Jeffrey Bodine wrecks Bill Elliott. Awesome. Bill from Dawsonville is fuming, and Ernie and the crew aren't happy. Old Jeffrey Bodine does his number and wrecks Bill. And Bill finishes 38th after winning last week at Riverside. And now we are on turn number 21 as the caution comes out. Joe Ruttman's going to lead us back to the green flag. Jeffrey Bodine second after wrecking Bill. Richmond third, DW fourth, Gant fifth, Earnhardt sixth, Wallace seventh, Schrader eighth, Phil Parsons ninth, and Bobby Allison rounding out the top 10. We come back to the green flag here on turn number 21. And here we go. We got a top group of TV. It'll take a 4, 5, or 6 to get Ruttman. And a 3-5 DW gets the lead. Back here on turn number 21. And Jeffrey Bodine with that chip. It'll take a 6 to beat DW without using the chip. And a 5-4 Jeffrey Bodine after wrecking Bill Elliott now gets the lead here on turn number 21. We move on to turn number 22 here at Pocono International Speedway. And we got a top group again of skill. Who's got the skill? Rusty's got skill. Take a 5 or 6 to get Jeff. And a 4-1 no. Earnhardt's got skill. These two don't like each other. See what happens here. A 5-6. And Earnhardt gets the lead for the first time today and drops Jeffrey back to 6th. Here on turn number 22. And Tim Richmond, you know he don't care. He's got skill and a chip. Take a 6 to beat Earnhardt without using the chip, but it doesn't happen. But Tim will get the lead away from Mr. Earnhardt here on turn number 22. And the old Milwaukee Pontiac's leading this race, followed by Darrell Waltrip. Earnhardt's third, Ruttman fourth, Gant fifth, Bodine sixth, Rusty seventh, Ken Schrader eighth, and Phil Parsons ninth, and Bobby Allison rounds out the top 10 as we go to turn number 23. We got a bottom group of skill. Who's got the skill back here? First up is Benny Parsons. He get out of the rear with the gear, not with the 6, and he's got a problem. Poor Benny's got a problem. What kind of problems Benny got? 51. He spins and going to stay right where he's at. At least he stays in the race. Not many skill back here, that's for sure. Was Benny the only one with skill? Make sure. It looks like he was the only one with skill back there. Yep, and that ends that turn. Turn number 24, folks. And we got a middle group of TV. Ricky Rudd's first up. And a 2-2-4. And he's going to get Earnhardt and move up to third, knock Earnhardt back to 13th. And Bobby Allison now trying to get up to the top group with a 5, not going to get it. How about Phil Parsons? And that Skull Bandit. And a 1-5-6. He gets Jeffrey Bodine, who was just leading this race. Now he's back to 9th. Maybe he's got some problems with that car. And we're at the halfway point, folks. Cross flags are out. Halfway, 25 turns, 250 miles in the books. And here we go. We got a middle group of reflex and a problem. First up is Cal Petty. Haven't talked about Cal yet. Can the Woods brothers get up to the top here? And a 1-5-2. And Phil holds him off. And he's got another shot, though, Cal does. And a 6 ain't getting it done. And he's right beside his dad, the King. Here's Richard. Can he get that STT Pontiac up there? Not with a 6, and I think he's going to have a problem, and he does. So the King's got a problem. Let's see where the King's going to finish at. With a 54. And he gets bumped by his boy, I guess, and he's going to be out of the race. So the King's got damage and going to finish 37th. I don't know if Kyle bumped him on the way by or not. But the King's out of the race, finishing 37th. Who's up next? Lake Speed with 2 chances here. A 3-2-2. And Ricky Rudd holds him off. Who's next with Reef? Oh, he's got 2 chances. A 1-1-6, and he gets second away from DW, and DW drops the whole way back to 16th. And Dave Marcus has got 2 chances here, folks. And that's going to be a 3-6-5, and he's going to get 7th. A lot of movement here as Dave Marcus gets up in the top 10. Earnhardt's got 2 chances to move up. And a 3-6-5. Dave don't stay there very long. Now Earnhardt's got a shot at the lead here. And it'll take a 6 to beat Tim. And a 2-3 doesn't get it done. Next up is Ron Bouchard in that 47 car. And a 1-6-5. And Earnhardt holds him off. How about that? Bobby Allison now. And a 1-5-1. Ain't going to get her done. Jeffrey Bodine trying to get back up here in the top group. And a 4-4-6. And he's going to take 5th away from Harry Gant. Harry drops back out of the top 5 into the 9th spot. And Kenny Schrader in that Junie Donlevy Ford. We haven't talked about him much. A 5 ain't going to get her done though. And now we got the problem. And who's got the problem? Poor Benny's got another problem back here. What kind of problems Benny got now? And that's going to be a battery problem. And he's going to stay right where he's at. Benny's been having problems, but he's been staying in the race. We go to turn number 26. Over the halfway point now. We got a bottom group of control. Who's got control? First up is Terry Labonte. 2 chances to get out of this bottom group. A 4-1-6. And he's going to go the whole way from 36th up to 8th. Got that Piedmont Airlines car running now, don't they? He's got another shot here, folks. He could get into the top group. And a 4-5-3. And that's exactly what he does. And he goes from 36 up to 6th. How about Texas Terry Labonte flying up through the field here? And next up is Eddie. He's got control. And a 2 6-5. Oh, we didn't move people up. We did not move people up, did we? So let's do that right now. We'll keep that there. Let's see here. Does Greg Sachs move up? Yes, he does. So everybody just moves up. Really didn't change anything. Forgot about moving everybody up. But we got her done. No harm, no foul. And that was a 2-6-5. And he's going to get old Cal Petty. It's going to go from 18th back to 24th as Eddie moves up. And that was the last car with control. We go to the pit stops here on turn number 27. And it's going to be TVs. Drivers 1 and 4 is going to switch. And just the TV drivers have a shot at getting a chip here. First up will be Jeffrey Bodine. Needs a 6, and he gets it. Nice job by this Rick Hendry crew today. Bud Moore and the crew needs a 6 for Ricky Rudd. Doesn't get it. Joe Ruttman needs a 4. Doesn't get it. Texas Terry Labonte needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Bobby Allison needs a 4. Doesn't get it. Phil Parson needs a 3. Doesn't get it. And DW needs a 6. Doesn't get it. And last but not least, Eddie needs snake eyes. Doesn't get it. See if anybody can beat Tim out of the pits here. And a 6 and a 5. And Earnhardt beats him out of the pits. Oh, Richard Childress and the crew does a good job and gets Earnhardt the lead here on turn 27. And it's now Earnhardt in the lead, Bodine second, Rudd third, Ruttman fourth, Speed fifth, Labonte sixth, Richmond seventh, Wallace eighth, Baker ninth, and Bobby Allison rounding out the top 10. We got a top group of star. Who's got the star quality up here? And Lake Speed's got 2 chances at him. It'll take a 5 or a 6 to beat Earnhardt. 6-4 is not getting it done, but he's got another shot here. And 2-4, nope. How about Joe Ruttman? Can he get the lead back? And a 4-4's Ruttman's got a problem, folks. He blows up. Joe Ruttman in the top 5 blows up, finishes 36th. Ain't that a shame? And Ricky Rudd's got the star quality. He get that Bud Moore car up there, not with a 3-5. Jeffrey Bodine's got the star quality, and he's got the chip. And a 3-3. He'll have to use the chip, but he gets the lead back. Old Jeffrey Bodine on turn number 28 gets the lead. Now we'll see who's going to move up to the top and middle groups. First up will be Rusty Wallace. Nope. How about Buddy Baker? Yep, Baker moves up. And Lenny Pond's got a shot to move up here to the middle group. Nope. How about Dwyer? Nope. How about Arrington? Nope. How about Gerhardt? Nope. How about Kyle Petty? Nope. How about Jimmy Smut Means? No. How about Jim? No. How about Charlie? No. How about Bobby? No, nobody wants to. How about Mike? No. How about Rick? Rick finally does. Whew. Goes from 29th up to 19th. Nobody wanted to move up to that middle group, folks. And we're on to turn number 29. And we got a bottom group of Smart and a Problem. First up will be the Smart. And Ken Schrader's Smart. Let's see if he can get out of this bottom group. Not with a 5, he can't. Jim's Smart. Can Jim get out of this bottom group? Not with a 3, he can't. And Buddy Arrington's the last smart driver back here, and not with a 6. And now we got the problem. Who's got the problem? Of course, it's Benny again. Had problems this whole race. 45. And that's going to be a radiator problem, and that's finally going to do Benny in. Benny's going to finish 35th in the 55 car. So poor Benny's out of the race after all them problems. And we're on to turn number 30 here. 300 miles out of the 500. And we got a duel. That'll be the 4 car. That's Terry Labonte going after Earnhardt. Can Terry get the job done here? Yes, he does. He puts Earnhardt in a bad spot. See if Earnhardt can save this. He's not normally the one putting people in a bad spot. He needs a 6 knock to wreck and doesn't get it. Earnhardt's wrecking, folks. Caution comes out. Can Earnhardt get the car repaired and get back in this race? We are still in the middle part of the race, and it'll take a 5 for Earnhardt to stay in the race. And he doesn't. Earnhardt's going to finish 34th as Terry Labonte puts the bumper to him over there in the tunnel turn. And Earnhardt will finish 34th. So 2 big names are out of this race. Well, 3. 4 of them. Neil Bonnet, Bill Elliott, Richard Petty, and Earnhardt's out of this race. Since it's a caution, everybody will just move up. And we only got 33 cars running now. That's the turn in a caution. And Jeffrey Bodine will lead us back here to the green flag on turn number 32. Bodine first, Bonnie second, Rudd third, Speed fourth, Richmond fifth, Baker 6th, Wallace 7th, Bobby 8th, Ron 9th, and Cale Yarborough is in the top 10 here. So we go to turn number 32. And we got a middle group of TV. Who's the TV guys back here? We got Eddie. Can Eddie get up to the top group here? Not with a 4, he can't. DW trying to get back up front. And a 363. And he gets Rusty Wallace, goes from 14th up to 7th. And Phil Parsons with a shot to get up here to the top group. And a 5's not going to get it done. We move to turn number 33. And we got a middle group of star. Who's got the star quality back here? Lenny Pond just moved up. He's got a shot here to get up to the top group. Not with a 3, he can't, but he's got another shot. He's got 2 stars. And a 1, 2, 5. And he's going to get 3rd away from Ricky Rudd. Lenny Pond gets that car up from 19th up to 3rd. How about that? Now you got Mike Porter with a shot here, not with a 4. And Greg Sachs with 2 shots here. And a 5's not going to get her done. He needs a 4, don't he? A 5 does get it done. Yeah, it does. So that was a 5-1-4. And that was... And Terry holds him off without using a chip, but he's got a second shot here. And a 3-2-1's not getting it done. Eddie, he doesn't have it. No. Harry Gant's got star quality. And he's a 4-2-3. And Lenny Pond holds him off. How about that? Lenny doing a nice job up here. Now you got Carol Yarborough with 2 chances. Not with a 5-3-1. And he's going to take 4th away. Well, no, maybe not. Yes, he is going to take fourth away from Lake Speed. So Yarborough gets up to the top five first time today. And Ronnie Bouchard in the 47 car with a 2.36. And Yarborough doesn't stay there long. He drops back to ninth as Ronnie gets up to fourth. And we move on to turn number 34. And we got a duel, 6 cars. It's Ricky Rudd. Ricky Rudd's going to take a chance here and try to move up. And he does. He puts Bobby Allison in a bad spot. And Bobby needs a 6 not to wreck. We've had a lot of cautions today, folks. And he's wrecking. Bobby is a wrecking. So Ricky gets a chip. And everybody moves up, and we got a caution. And let's see here. We are still in the middle part of the race. He'll need a 5 to stay in the race. And doesn't get it. Poor Bobby Allison. We're losing a lot of good racers today, folks, by wrecks. These guys are being aggressive, and it's not paying off, and they're wrecking. And they're wrecking other people. So that'll be a caution. We're on to turn number 36 as the caution's out. Jeff Bodine's leading this. Terry Labonte is second. Lenny Pines up to third. Ron Bouchard's up to fourth. Tim Richmond's fifth. Buddy Baker sixth. DW seventh. Ricky Rudd up to eighth. Yarborough ninth. And Lake Speed rounding out the top 10 as Jeffrey Bodine will lead us back to the green flag here on turn number 36. And that's going to be a trouble in the middle group. Here we go, folks. Ricky Rudd with the chip needs a 8 not to use it. And he does. Let's make sure that's not a 6. That's an 8, so he doesn't need to use the chip. Yarborough needs a 5 not to be involved in this wreck. He doesn't get it. Yarborough's involved in the wreck. We'll put them right there for now. Next up is Speed needs an 8. He makes it through. Dave Marcus needs a 5. He makes it through. Parson needs a 5. He doesn't make it. Parsons will be involved in the wreck. Harry Gant needs a 7. He's involved in the wreck. It's been a caution-filled race. Rusty needs a 5. Doesn't get it. He's involved in the wreck. This might be the big one, folks. Hillen, he makes it through. How about Eddie? He needs a 5. Doesn't make it through with boxcars. One more, and we're going to the bottom group. Sachs needs a 5 and doesn't get it. We're going to the bottom group, folks. We're going to the bottom group. We got a big one. And next up is Mr. Porter. He needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Now Clark DeWire needs a 5. He doesn't get it. And Buddy Arrington needs a 7. He barely gets it. And Bobby Gearhart needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Cal Petty needs an 8, I believe. Yeah, Cal needs an 8. He gets it. Jimmy Smut Means needs a 5. He gets it. And Jim Bow, he needs a 5. Doesn't get it. And Charles needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Bobby Wowak needs a 5. He gets it. Rick needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Scott needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Gray needs a 5. He does get it. JD needs a 5. He gets it. Feel Good needs a 7. Doesn't get it. Last but not least, Kenny Schrader needs a 7. And he barely gets it. And I'll be right back, folks. Right back to see who stays in this race. All right, we're back. Let's see who stays in this race. First up will be Feel Good. And we are now in the bottom third of this race. So it'll take a 3 for Feel Good to stay in this race. I don't think many cars are going to be in this race. Feel Good is going to finish 32nd. And now Bill Scott, he needs a 3. And he's not going to be back in the race. Scott's going to finish 31st. And Rick, he's going to need a 3. He's not going to. The 20 car is going to finish 30th. And Charlie's going to need a 3. And one car is not going to be able to get repaired. He's going to finish 29th. Jim needs a 3. And he gets it. How about that? We'll put him back here. 24th for now, but he probably might be 19th. Bobby's going to need a 3. He doesn't get it. 25 car is going to finish 28th. And Dwyer needs a 3. Doesn't get it. Clark's going to finish 27th. And Mike Porter, he needs a 3. Doesn't get it. He's going to finish 26th. Let's see. Straighten these guys out. Next up is Greg Sachs. He needs a 3. Greg gets double 3s. That don't help. He'll finish 25th. Eddie's going to need a 3 in the 6th car. Doesn't get it. He'll finish 24th. Rusty Wallace is going to need a 3 to stay in the race. Doesn't get it. The Deuce is going to finish 23rd. Handsome Harry Gant. Handsome Harry Gant needs a 4 to stay in that race. And he gets it. Handsome Harry Gant stays in the race. Phil Parsons is going to need a 3. Doesn't get it with Snake Eyes. The 66 car gets a 66 when he didn't want it. So Phil's going to finish 22nd. And last but not least, Carol Yarbrough is going to need a 3. And he gets a 4. Ain't that a shame? Yarbrough will finish 21st. So only 2 cars are able to get repaired. Handsome Harry Gant and Jim. And that'll take us past the pit stop here. So we're under caution. We'll have the pit stop on turn number 39. Jeff Bodin's going to lead us into the pits. Let's see what happens here with the pit stop here on turn 39. And that'll be the top group 1 and 2 switch. We'll switch 1 and 2 here, and then we'll switch them back. So Ricky will go back up there. Alrighty, and now the top group. First up is Bodine. He needs a 6 to get a chip. Let's grab some here. And he doesn't get it. Lenny Pond needs a 3. Doesn't get it. Terry Labonte needs a 5 to get a second chip. And he does. Terry Labonte with another chip. Ron Bouchard needs a 4. Doesn't get it. Richmond needs a 4. Doesn't get it. Baker needs a 4. Doesn't get it. And last but not least, CW needs a 6 and doesn't get it. So Terry's moving on up. Now let's see if anybody can beat Jeffrey out of the pits. And a 5-6, nope. And that'll be turn number 39. And we go back to green flag racing here on turn number 40. Jeff Bodine in the lead. Terry Labonte second. Lenny Pond third. Ron Bouchard fourth. Tim Richmond fifth. Buddy Baker sixth. DW seventh. Ricky Rudd eighth. Dave Marcus ninth. And Bobby Hillen Jr. rounds out the top 10. So we get to the 400-yard mark. And that's going to be a middle group of control. So first up is Harry Gant, who survived that wreck. And a 3.63, a 3.66, and he's going to get ninth away from DW. DW is going to go the whole way back to ninth. Sorry, he's going to 7th, and DW is going the whole way back to 19th. And the only other guy with control is Ricky Rudd with a chip. And that's going to be a 6.3, and he's going to get Ron Bouchard, but he's going to have to burn his chip and get up to 4th. And that'll be it for turn 40. We go on to turn 41. 100 miles to go, folks. Here we go, the last 100. And it's a 1-3, and we got the problem in the top group. Here we go, another wreck's coming. And it'll take a 8 for Jeffrey Bodine not to be in it. And Jeff's involved in the wreck. Terry Labonte's got 2 chips. It'll take a 7 not to use one of them. And he doesn't have to. He'll move up to the lead. Lenny Pond needs a 5. He stays. He's good. And Ricky Rudd needs an 8. And he gets it. These guys are doing good. The only one so far is Jeffrey Bodine. If he goes back to the pits, Bill Elliott might be back here ready to kick his ass. Tim Richmond needs a 7. Tim doesn't get it. One more, and we're going to the middle group. Baker needs a 5. He doesn't get it. We're going to the middle group, folks. Handsome Harry needs a 7. And Handsome Harry's involved in another wreck. Ron Bouchard needs a 5. He's involved in a wreck. This is going to be a killer, folks. We might not have many cars finish this race. That's for sure. Dave Marcus needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Bobby Hillen needs an 8. And he barely gets it. There is one car in there, so we'll wait before we'll do that. Leg Speed needs an 8. He makes it through. Arrington needs a 7. He makes it through. Cal Petty needs an 8. He barely makes it through. Jimmy Means needs a 5. He makes it through. Wowak. Bobby needs a 5. He doesn't make it through. Gray needs a 5. Steve Gray doesn't get it. JD needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Schrader needs a 7. How many cars is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more car and Jim's involved in it. Otherwise, Jim isn't. Kenny needs a 7. He makes it through. And DW needs an 8 and makes it through. So everybody just moves up. And Jim's not involved in the wreck. So right now we got 11 cars on the track, folks, and that might be it. It's going to be hard for these guys to have enough time to repair it. JD needs a 3. Doesn't do it. JD's going to finish 20th in that 70 car. And Steve Gray needs a 3. Doesn't get it. Old Steve Gray will finish 19th. Bobby Wowak. He needs a 3. And he doesn't get it. Wowak will finish 18th. Dave Marcus, he needs a 3. Doesn't get it. Dave will finish 17th. Ronnie Bouchard, can he make it through? He needs a 3. Nope, the 47 will finish 16th. Here comes Handsome Harry again. He made it through once. Can he get his car fixed again? He needs a 4 to stay in the race. Doesn't get it this time. Handsome Harry again's going to finish 15th. Now you got Buddy Baker in that 88 car. Can he get back out on the track? Yes, he can. Buddy Baker. We'll put him 14th for right now, but he probably won't be. Tim Richmond needs a 3. Can he stay in the race in that old Milwaukee car? Nope. Richmond will finish 14th. And last but not least, Jeffrey Bodine, who wrecked Bill. He needs a 4 to stay in the race and doesn't get it. And they're going to watch as he pulls into the pits. It's awesome. Bill from Dawsonville is going to go over and have a word with Jeffrey Bodine. Remember, Jeffrey hit Bill and knocked him out of the race, and Bill's 38th in this race. So we got 12 cars still in this race as the yellow is out. How many yellow turns have we had today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 yellow turns, folks. And we're going back to racing on turn 44 with Terry Labonte in the lead with 2 chips. Lenny Pond second. Ricky Rudd third. Hillen Jr. fourth. Speed fifth. Arrington sixth. Cal Petty 7th, Jimmy Means 8th, Ken Schrader 9th, and DW rounds out the top 10. Jim Bound 11th and Buddy Baker 12th. turn number 44. And we got a middle group of control. Ain't many back here, but Buddy Baker does have control. Can he get up to the top here? Not with a 4-1. He's got another shot. He's got a star. Control and a 4-1. Nope. DW's got control. Can he get up to the top group? And not with a 5-1. He can't. And that's it. We go on to turn number 45. And we got a dual 4. That'll be the 4 car. That's Lake Speed. He's going to go after Lenny Pond. It's late in the race. There ain't many cars, and he gets it done. He'll get a chip. So Lake Speed gets a chip, and Lenny Pond needs a 5 not to wreck. And he's wrecking. Of course he's wrecking, because everybody's wrecking today. Everybody will move up here. And let's see if poor Lenny can keep the car on the track. He needs a 3. Nope, so Lenny Pond will finish 12th as Lake Speed knocks him out of the way. A lot of aggressive driving here today, folks. And that'll be a caution, and that's going to take us to the money pit stop. Under caution, and here comes the money stop, the last pit stop of the race. See what happens here. And that's going to be both groups. And of course, there is no 6 and 5 in the back group, but 6 and 5 is going to switch in the top group. And everybody's got a shot at getting a chip. Texas Terry Labonte's already got 2. He needs a 5 to get a 3rd one. And doesn't get it. Lake Speed needs a 7 to get a 2nd one. And he gets it. So the 2 top runners got 2 chips. Ricky Rudd needs a 6. Doesn't get it. Helen Jr. needs a 5. Doesn't get it. Arrington needs a 3. Doesn't get it. Jimmy Smutney needs a 3. Doesn't get it. Kyle Petty needs a 7. And he gets it. Nice job by the Woods brothers. Kenny Schrader needs a 3. Doesn't get it. DW needs a 6. He gets it. Nice job by Junior and the crew. Jim needs a 4. And he gets it. Nice job by that 98 car, rather. Buddy Baker needs a 4 and doesn't get it. So a few crews came through here. Cal Petty will move up here. He'll move up to 3rd. DW will move up here to 8th. Jim will move up to 9th. See if anybody can beat Mr. Labonte out of the pits here. And a 5-4. And nope, Buddy can't beat him out of the pits. We go on to turn number 48 here. 30 miles to go, folks. We got a bottom group, and there is no bottom group. We go to turn 49. 2 turns left, folks. 2 turns left. We got a middle group of trouble again. And that's probably going to end this race, folks. This could end the race. It could end under caution. Let's see here. We need nobody to wreck. Anybody wrecks, this race is going to end under caution. First, DW needs an 8, and he has a chip. And he's going to have to burn his chip. And Jim needs a 5, but he's got a chip. And he has to burn his chip. Kenny Schrader needs a 7. And he gets an 8, and that's going to be the end of the race, folks. The caution comes out. Well, we kept the caution out. Baker needs a 5, and he doesn't get it. So the only thing to decide here is if Kenny or Baker can get back in this race. So Baker needs a 3. Doesn't get it, and that doesn't matter now about Kenny. Kenny will finish at 10th. Don't have to check. His buddy's going to finish 11th, and whether Kenny can get the car fixed or not, he'll finish 10th. And that's your race, folks. Checker flag and yellow flag both out. Checkered flag and yellow flag come out together, and that is your race. We end under caution. I think that's the 2nd race in a row we've ended under caution. And you got Terry Labonte wins again here at Pocono in a wreck filled race. Texas Terry Labonte. We never marked that. I'll be damned. Shoo, we never marked that. Ain't that awful? When did Terry get the lead away from Jeffrey? Jeff got the lead on 28. I want to say 35. Never marked that. So that's what we're going to say. Terry, Texas Labonte is your winner, folks. Terry Labonte in that Piedmont Airlines number 44 wins the race here at Pocono. And how about leg speed in that 75 Nationwide car finishing second? Cal Petty and the Woods brothers finishes third. Ricky Rudd and that Bud Moore Motorcraft Ford finishes fourth. Bobby Hillen Jr. in the 8 car, the Snickers car, finishes fifth. Buddy Arrington in the Chrysler. How about that? Buddy finishes sixth. Finishing seventh in the 52, Jimmy Smut Means. DW, he'll pick up some nice points against old Bill. Finishes in the top 10, finishes eighth. And Jim Bound, how about that in the 95, 98 car? Will finish in the top 10. Able to keep himself out of the trouble. Alrighty, I want to thank Philip Reynolds for joining us here today. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, folks. Smash that like button and hit that bell for reminders. Until next time, y'all have a great day and take care.